Welcome back to Tribal Tangent, where we look at tribes and Magic the Gathering. We judge them using bread, whatever. Let's move on. So one day, little me was pressing the random option on Scryfall, and I got a card that read Nightstalker. Sounds like a pretty cool creature type, right? What do you think of? A certain hockey-masked, machete-wearing serial killer? Some guy that stalks your nightmares with a creepy claw hand? Well, no, this is a Nightstalker. This is life. This is your life now. We can't have nice things. First showing up in Legends with the underwhelming Shimmy Nightstalker. Speaking of which, this is their only bomb. The strongest creature is a lanky boy with 4 power and 4 toughness for 5 mana. No other Nightstalker is a 4/4 or greater. What's up with 4? Why does everything stop at 4? We had Samurai Enforcers and they were 6 for 4/4. Like, what the heck is going on? Is this the curse of mediocrity or something? I don't know. To make it less terrible, it has the added ability, pay 1 black mana and tap it. All damage that would be dealt to you this turn by attacking creature is dealt to Shimmy Nightstalker instead. This is actually okay. This is better than Samurai Enforcers, I would even say. So the added ability makes it better than a lot of vanilla creatures. So this is passable, but it doesn't help its case in which it's the only bomb for Nightstalkers. That sucks. As for the tribal removal, that sucks too. Their only tribal removal options are Urborg Panther and Predatory Nightstalker. Predatory Nightstalker is a 5-drop FTK, Flame Tongue Kavu for you noobs out there, with 3 power and 2 toughness. While the forced sacrifice is nice, it would be better if it was just destroy target creature instead. Then again, this was early Magic, so I'm gonna say that this was good for the time. You can run one if you want, but you're gonna have to shove out one of your Shimmy Nightstalkers to fit it into a good mana curve. And make sure you have the money. I mean, $7.20 a copy? $7.20. How is this thing so valuable? As for Urborg Panther, it's a more complicated daggerback basilisk. You need to spend 1 black mana and to sacrifice this creature to destroy the creature that blocked it, which also means that this effect can only activate if this creature is attacking. Slow and specific is what this is, but if you pay attention to its effect text, it mentions that you can sacrifice a creature named Feral Shadow, a creature named Breath Stealer, and Urborg Panther. Search your library for a card named Spirit of the Night, and put that card into the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. Put a pin on this. We're gonna come back to this. Next up, the more evasive Nightstalkers. First up, Fen Stalker, which I kept confusing with Fen Nightstalker, which doesn't exist. Fen Stalker is a 4-drop with 3 power and 2 toughness, and the modernized text, Fen Stalker has fear as long as you control no untapped lands. A creature with fear can't be blocked except by artifact and/or black creatures. Not a good start for the evasive creatures in my opinion. Due to the specifics of the ability, you'll need to tap out in order to activate the ability, which means you'll be tapping mana for nothing. You need to let the mana go to waste in order to get fear on this stupid creature. Like, there are seriously so many better options than Fen Nightstalker. At least so many better generic options. Unfortunately, this is only one of the 4 Nightstalkers with evasive abilities, so you're gonna have to run this if you're running a Nightstalker deck. Here's a tip: don't play a Nightstalker deck, it's bad. I'm just gonna save you the rest of the video. It's so bad. I've looked over this deck so many times, it's so bad. I tried to find a way to make it work. It's so bad, man. It's so bad. Turn off this video right now and just go walk away and pretend you didn't hear what a Nightstalker was. It is so... Feral Shadow is a 2/1 for 3 mana and has flying. This is the only Nightstalker with flying. So you're going to have to play 4 of these if you actually want to deal damage to the opponent with creatures on turn 4. This thing is your flying creature. This will be your stinking... What am I doing anymore? What the heck am... Prowling Nightstalker is a 2/2 for 4 mana and has the ability Prowling Nightstalker can't be blocked except by black creatures. Another Nightstalker better than Fen Stalker in my opinion, since there's about a 1/5 chance that any creature the opponent plays is black, just in general. Jeez, how many times have I said Nightstalker throughout this video? Nightstalker. Nightstalker. It doesn't even sound like a word anymore, at least to me. Our last evasive Nightstalker is Raiding Nightstalker, which has a mech, I think, which has 2 power and 2 toughness, costs 3 mana, and has Swamp Walk. Arguably better than Fen Stalker still, because at least Swamp Walk is consistent. However, since there is about a 1/5 chance that any land the opponent plays will be a swamp, I recommend you just pass on this one in general. But if you're playing a Nightstalker deck, shove that guy in, he's gonna have to be your raider. Now for Aggro and Abilities, geez, these cards are so bad in the modern day. And by 2021 standards, these are bad. So what do we have here that's so bad? We have Abyssal Nightstalker, a 2/2 for 4 mana, and has the modernized text. Whenever Abyssal Nightstalker attacks and isn't blocked, defending player discards a card. It's okay. Better than some samurai at least. I'm looking at you, Numai Outcast and Cursed Ronin. However, a 2/2 body for 4 mana is a hard below average to me. Maybe skip this one. Also, where's the Abyss? Did it come from the ocean? It's clearly on land. Is it a fishman? Corrupted merfolk? Is this what happens when a whore and a merfolk get drunk and make some regrettable decisions? Breath Stealer is a 2/2 for 3 mana and has the ability pay 1 black mana. Breath Stealer gets +1, -1 until end of turn. Below average, but I think it was fine for the time, and I really love the flavor text of this. It really sells the card. I just wish it had an effect that really shows off how it's a Breath Stealer, like pay 1 black mana, target creature gets +1, -1 until end of turn, to show off how it can end lives or something. Oh well, the past is past. Besides, I think that would be very overpowered for its time. Okay, now that we went over Feral Shadow, Breath Stealer, and Urborg Panther, let's return to that part of the text box. Sacrifice a creature named Feral Shadow, a creature named Breath Stealer, and Urborg Panther itself. Search your library for a card named Spirit of the Night and put that card onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. Spirit of the Night is a 6/5 demon spirit for 9 mana with flying, trample, haste, and protection from black. And Spirit of the Night has first strike as long as it's attacking. This was apparently so good at the time that the 1998 World Champion deck had 1 copy of it. But it wasn't through the Nightstalkers and their very specific summoning conditions, freaking knockoff of Exodia except worse. Instead, it was summoned using Recurring Nightmare and Survival of the Fittest. If it was in the hand, Survival of the Fittest would send Spirit of the Night to the graveyard, then Recurring Nightmare would summon it from the graveyard. At least it's more consistent than Urborg Panther's effect. Sadly, Spirit of the Night isn't a Nightstalker anyway, so it won't be affected by the 1 tribal card they have. It won't count as a Nightstalker in this video. And that tribal card will come later. Back to the aggro for Nightstalkers. After Breath Stealer is Brutal Nightstalker. Oh, how brutal is this? A 3/2 for 5 mana. I'm gonna be disappointed, aren't I? When Brutal Nightstalker enters the battlefield, you may have target opponent discard a card. Don't play this card. A Mind Rot on a stick doesn't sound too bad, but Mind Rot isn't a good card in general, especially in the modern day, so try to skip this one as well. Lurking Nightstalker is a 1/1 for double black mana and has, whenever Lurking Nightstalker attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Syndicate Trafficker can outdo this. Hexokin Emerald Bruiser, Asylum Visitor, Blacklands Paragon. The point here I'm trying to make is that Power Creep has not been kind to this card. It looks to be good for its time, but if you're really considering building a Nightstalker deck because you're crazy, then you need to run 4 of these. It's the only 2-cost Nightstalker and the cheapest Nightstalker by default. It may suck, but you really need it. The last aggro card is Nightstalker Engine with variable power and 3 toughness for 5 mana. And Nightstalker Engine's power is equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Don't play this one either. Nightstalkers don't focus on shoving stuff into your graveyard. Here's the reason why engines don't run on dead bodies. Now I know what you're thinking. Where's their one tribal card that proves that you're a supported tribe? Well, it's in the stupid dirt pile. Return of the Nightstalkers is a spell that costs 7 mana and has the following effect. Return all Nightstalker permanent cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then destroy all swamps you control. They just had to give it one of the most crippling drawbacks I've seen in my life. They could have just left it with the first part by itself and give back all your Nightstalkers, since 7 mana is very costly, but no! They had to give it a drawback since Nightstalkers are just so powerful. Someone stupid probably thought out, what the heck am I doing? The only reason you want to play this card is when you've been hit with a Damnation or any other board wipe. And this card is the only card in your hand, which are very specific circumstances in this day and age in Magic. You should not play this card. That being said, if you want to use a legit Nightstalker deck, then you just need one of these cards in your deck. Just one. If only to prove to your peers that a tribal Nightstalker deck is something that can indeed exist. And hey, Fen Stalker can synergize with this. No lands means you have no chance of having untapped lands, am I right? Now here are the grades. Let's just get this over with. I've had enough mental breakdowns for one video. Bombs. C. Should mean Nightstalker is a thing, but at least it's better than Samurai Enforcers. Tribal removal. Predatory Nightstalker is the only good removal. Urborg Panther has worse death touch, quote unquote. D. Evasion. They got a flyer and a better intimidate creature, quote unquote, but they also have a landwalk creature and another whose evasion requires you to tap out. C. In aggression and abilities, it looks to be good for their time, but Lurking Nightstalker, Bread Stealer, Abyssal Nightstalker, Brutal Nightstalker, and how many times have I said Nightstalker? Whatever. Nightstalker engine are obviously dated. All of them are dated. Now for dirt. It says a lot about their tribe when their only tribal card is so garbage. F. Failing grade in dirt. Here's my tip to the Nightstalker deck. Don't use it, don't play it. It's just so bad. What else can I say about Nightstalkers? The creatures have heavy cost for arguably small bodies or effects. They barely have any tribal support. Their only bomb is a joke. They lack cheaper members. So basically only play Nightstalkers if you're insane. Which I am. Thanks for watching episode 2 and me slowly unraveling my sanity.